Hi folks, and welcome back to another fly tying tutorial. So the fly you see in the vise is Lubos Roza's rock chick. Now the reason I'm doing this video is because I did a short video about dealing with CDC and a few people asked me to do a longer tutorial on how to incorporate CDC into flies. So without further ado, let's get into it. The hook in the vise is a Hanak H130 barbless hook. This one's at size 14, it's on a light wire and it's finished in black nickel. Now the thread I'm going to be using today is from Troutline. It's the Sumo thread and as you can see it's white at 30 denier. Now as always with the black nickel hooks, I'm going to get the tiniest amount of super glue onto the shank of the hook. And I'm going to lay down a bed of tying silk. Now the reason I'm doing this fly, moreover than it's a great fly, is that I did a short video about the Rockerka. Sorry, I still can't pronounce it, I've been practicing for ages as well. Or the rock chick. It was a Lubos Roza fly and I did it in a live stream, and I've also done it on a short video. Now I did put the offer out there to see if people were interested in seeing a bit more about producing CDC type flies, and hence here we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I prepare the materials on a different camera whilst I tie the fly on the main camera here. So what I'm going to be using is a KFM 08 for the tail, and I'll just take a strand from that and then I can put that back in its little slot. Now I'm going to just take the one single strand I've got here and I'm going to be folding it over, and I'm wanting around 8 fibres to come off the back of this fly, and I can tie that in, not quite the length of the shank but near as damn it. And I'm going to bring that all the way up to the top. Now this is obviously a variation on the pattern because I'm going to be doing a little bit more with it than the original pattern, which is a fairly simple thing, but this is going to be a little bit more complicated. Next we're going to create the body of the fly, and it's some Troutline CDC. These feathers are between 3 and 4 centimetres and they're a light dun. So I picked out 3 feathers from the packet as you can see here, and what I want to do is get the smallest feather onto my block first of all. Just try and line it up with the slot, and then I'll get the next, I'm not quite sure which one's the shortest here, I'm going to go with this on next. Now just for something a little different, what I want to do is I'm going to add in some of this dubbing. It's a blend, it's a natural dub with some synthetic materials in it. So what you get is you get a nice sort of glister through this natural dubbing. So I'm just going to tease it out and I'm going to lay that on top of the feather like so, and then my longest CDC feather I'm going to stick on and then pull everything down until I've got a nice CDC and dubbing mix. So I'll come in with my clip, pull that out nice and gentle, and then what I've got to do is make sure I get rid of all the stems of the CDC. If you don't get rid of the stems, you're going to be in for a world of hurt later on. Now I've trimmed it there, and you might notice that I've still got a little bit of stem, so I'm going to come back in. I'm going to just ease it out a little bit, and then I can take that bit of stem away. Trust me on this, if you don't prepare this properly, the fly won't turn out correctly. So make sure all the stem's gone and you've got the rest in your clip. Now back to the fly itself. The next thing to do is then split your thread. Now while I've been preparing the CDC, this should have flattened out nicely for me and should be able to go in with my needle and just split that sumo thread. Next then, we're going to bring in our dubbing clip and capture that dubbing blend in. Now, I'm using one of the Flysmith's bobbins here, and the reason I like to use this is it's quite a heavy bobbin, and I can spin it and it'll spin up in no time at all. Not only that, it'll be nice and tight so the material won't slip out. Now I'm just waiting until I get that nice, so you'll see it starting to spiral at the top here, and that's what I want. It's a little thicker at the bottom. Now I've got the thread, when you spin it up this much, it's under a tremendous amount of tension, so you've got to be careful, especially with really thin thread like this. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my dubbing brush here, and I can see the odd little bit of that dubbing coming through, little flash in the fly, which is what I was after. And then I'm going to start working up the body. Now as I come, I'm going to start treating it as I would a hackle. So every time I make a turn, I'm sweeping it back and it's coming all the way. I'm packing in as much CDC as I can get into the fly, and I've left myself a bit of space at the front because I am going to need another feather or two maybe. So I'll just let that rest, and while that's unpacking we can go back to our packet of CDC, which I've got here. Just grab two feathers out. I can just get two random ones actually, because they're all very usable feathers. The trout line stuff's excellent for that. You don't get any rubbish. Now I'm going to again lay that over my dubbing block, and then I'll grab a little more off the, make sure I get the right one, I don't want a different colour, off the dubbing, and then I'll lay that on. Now all the while I'm preparing the material, my bobbin's furiously spinning away behind me, uncoiling, which will be handy. Then what I can do is grab this feather. I mean, if you're tying smaller flies, you can do this in a oneer, but with the size 14s, fairly big hook really. So I've got that in place, like so. Again, I'm going to come in with my clip, and then the stalks are well clear this time. I can easily come in and remove. So that's that ready to go. Now while we're done that, hopefully we have a bobbin that's unwound itself. Let's have a looky. Yeah, good enough for government work. So I'll just get my needle, rub it up and down the thread, and then I can split that thread once again. Now I've not done a particularly good job of that because I've got a little knot in the thread here at the bottom, but I should have enough room to insert my dubbing. So I've got that caught in with a little bit of the, just going to wind that up, spin it up, now it might look a lot, but I'm going to pack this on to the little bit I've got left of the shank, so hopefully it will all just fit in nice and neatly. As you can see, There is still quite a lot of the shank left as I come up. I'm stacking it in. Lots of CDC going into this fly, and even after this I'll still be treating it with Biscari treatment, and that will hopefully give me plenty of life in the fly. Now this isn't the original rock chick, it's just a concoction I wanted to try while explaining how to use the CDC, and hopefully it's given you some ideas for your own fly tying. I am a great believer in it doesn't have to be exact. These things, fly tying is not an exact science, it's a kind of a blend of art and intuition, and I'm fairly sure this is going to do a job. So I'll just get my finishing, then I can take that away. Now with this I am going to come in and just tease out some of that dubbing. I don't know how well you'll see it, but that looks pretty good. It's certainly, I suppose it resembles a streaking caddis, and I've kind of cloaked the tail there with the CDC feathers, which I quite like, but I don't know how well you'll see on the camera, but it does kind of shine through this CDC, and there we go. So there's my version of Lubos Roza's rock chick. I'll be giving it a swim shortly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.